I humbled my girlfriend's loud Italian family. I've been dating Anna for around 8 months now. She's amazing, funny, kind, super smart, but her family, a whole different story. They're one of those loud Italian-American families from Long Island who constantly talk about being real Italians, even though they've never stepped foot in Italy. They act like watching The Sopranos and saying fugged about it makes them experts on Italian culture. Anna warned me before I met them, said her dad Vinny and her uncle Dom were the worst, always peppering their speech with random Italian words, trying to sound cultured or intimidating. Her mom Gina mostly stuck to yelling Madon every few minutes like she was living in a 1950s soap opera. The first time I met them was a big Sunday dinner at her parents' place. I barely walked through the door before Vinny hit me with, "Hey, you da boyfriend? Come here, sit, manja." I just smiled awkwardly and sat down, not entirely sure what half of that meant. Then dinner started, and the performance began. Uncle Dom kept calling me Stronzo under his breath, probably thought it meant rookie or something. Vinny tossed around stuff like va bene, familia, and ended every sentence with capisce, like he was in a mafia movie. They'd switch to broken Italian mid-sentence just to look dramatic. I played along, nodding politely. What they didn't know was that my dad is from Bologna, like actually from Italy. He moved to the US in his late 20s, met my mom here, and raised me bilingual. I've been speaking Italian fluently since I could talk, but I never brought it up to Anna because, well, it just never came up. We live in Philly, not Florence. For months, I put up with their show at every birthday, barbecue, or holiday dinner. They'd throw in fake Italian phrases, say stuff like, "He don't get it, he's American," or "He ain't one of us," thinking I had no clue. I'd just smile and keep eating. But the breaking point came at Anna's 27th birthday dinner. We were at this upscale Italian place in Manhattan, and her whole family came, her parents, her 2 uncles, a couple cousins, the usual chaos. Halfway through dinner, Vinny launched into a speech about how his grandfather came straight off the boat from Napoli, and how blood is blood, real Italians feel it in the bones. Then he looked at me dead serious and said, "You Americans, you don't understand la vera familia. You don't got Italian soul." Dom chimed in with, "Yeah, we stick together. That's how Italians do it. Ain't that right, ragazzo?" Then he winked at me like he just taught me something profound. At that point, even Anna looked like she was dying inside. Her cousin Anthony started ranting about how nobody respects Italian heritage anymore, and how you gotta be born into it to understand it. All this while they were mispronouncing half the words they were using. So I put my fork down and decided it was time. I looked straight at Vinny and said, in smooth, clear Italian, "Voi continuate a fare finta di conoscere l'Italia, ma non avete mai visto neanche una pizza vera. Siete una barzelletta. You all keep pretending to know Italy, but you've never even seen a real pizza. You're a joke." You could hear a breadstick snap across the room. Total silence. Vinny blinked at me like I'd just started levitating. I turned to Dom and kept going. "Mio padre è di Bologna. Sono cresciuto parlando italiano ogni giorno. Voi parlate come personaggi in un film, non come veri italiani." My father's from Bologna. I grew up speaking Italian every day. You all talk like movie characters, not real Italian. Dom's jaw dropped. Anna grabbed my hand under the table. I could feel her shaking, trying so hard not to laugh. Even her mom stopped mid-Madonna and stared at me like I'd just turned into the Pope. Then I looked at Anthony and added, "Non basta dire qualche parola per capire una cultura. Serve rispetto, e voi non ne avete mostrato nessuno." Throwing out a few words doesn't mean you understand a culture. It takes respect, and you haven't shown any. Boom. Done. Table. Annihilated. Vinny finally muttered, "Wait, you speak Italian?" in English, which was funny, considering he'd spent the last hour trying to flex his Italian muscles. I switched back to English and said, fluently. My dad made sure I learned it right. He always told me, if you're gonna claim a culture, don't disrespect it with cheap impressions. Nobody had anything to say after that. The rest of the dinner was painfully quiet. They didn't dare toss out any more fake Italian phrases, because they knew I could check every single one of them. Afterwards, Anna kissed me on the cheek and said, "That was the hottest thing you've ever done." I gotta say, it kinda was.